Good afternoon, everyone. Um, I have 15 minutes, so I will quickly run through this topic because I'm sure in your organizations you're already thinking about this. Yeah, AI about a year and a half back made us all sit up. 6 months back, I'm sure your top management started talking about how to implement it, started asking around for ideas. And today, so last year I spoke about how to identify those opportunities and how to start thinking about AI in your organization. And today I would like to talk about the next step. Yeah, how does it affect your workforce? What should the future of work should look like within the organization, not from outside, but from inside. And within 15 minutes, what I will try to do, I don't want to be too ambitious, so the objective I set for myself is leave you with some kind of a vision of what, I'm not trying to predict, but some broad vision of what the future might look like for the workforce, and what you might need to consider to get there. Yeah? So very quickly, why is this interesting? Because we must always start with prompt engineering our humans. Yeah? We all know this is why we have all the frameworks that we think about. Next, we will very quickly try to see if there is something that we can learn from the past, which might be useful. It can be a very good framework to build our future understanding on. And then we will look at what the vision might look like, how to unlock this, what are the factors, what are the questions that we will need to answer. So to set the context in your minds, we are talking about this because the world seems to be changing really, really fast. Yeah? OpenAI Sora model already 3 months old now. The day after it was the demo videos were available, $800 million of investment was postponed or canceled. Klarna has replaced 700 humans with AI for customer service and claims that customers are happier. It has better customer service and so on. On the other side, so this is from the side of the companies, from the investment, in 1.5-year-old tech, for all practical purposes, 200,000 AI jobs posted in last year. And of course, you can assume that this was not a steady 200,000, a steady rate every month, most of it coming in the second half of the year. And reports like this. McKinsey says 70% of all jobs, it is not tech job, it is not customer service job, they are talking about all jobs, which means CXO jobs, yeah, and middle management jobs, and line operations jobs, and manufacturing jobs. 70% of all jobs will be somehow affected. They're not saying it is going to be replaced. And this is where I would like to try and bring some context, yeah, why they're not talking about replacement. So let's see what happened last time. Yeah? I'm sure none of you have seen this painting. Yeah, this is a painting from 1500s of, at that point of time, Prince, later one of the more famous kings of Spain. This portrait was painted to be sent to Mary of England as part of his marriage proposal. Yeah. OK. And apparently, Mary fell in love with this portrait, and they were married. I mean, very nice. This is what happened in 1500s. If you wanted a family portrait, you will sit for a week. If you're lucky, for a month, yeah, depending on, and then you pray that you have access to the best painter. Photography was invented in 1822. This side, what you see is all of the development in Western art from 1600 to 1830, more than 200 years. This is from 1860 to 1900, 40 years. This is what happens when technology enables something. I'm citing this as an example. Yeah? Thanks to that invention, we have artworks like this, this, and many, many more. Yeah? But from a job perspective, what happened? Every village would have a painter. Everybody would need their paintings of their fathers, grandfathers, family, portraits. Not required anymore. Those jobs did disappear. Jobs disappeared. People had to do other things now. But it unleashed creativity, human creativity, in a way that was not possible before this. Another example, 1440, printing press was invented. Yes? That is why we are here. Because we don't need hundreds of thousands of people sitting and copying text from one book to another. Yes? And it ushered in the age of enlightenment. Yes? This is the vision, or at least the framework of a vision, something that we can learn from the past. And I really like this quote from Max. AI will not make us obsolete. It will make us superhuman. And we have seen this over and over and over the last few hundred years. Yeah? Good. So we have some idea or some framework on what the future might look like or looks like when technology develops in leaps, not just the standard development. Excellent. Now, human plus AI we have been imagining for a long time. What AI would look like, the earliest example of this that I'm aware of is from the Greek mythology, Jason and the Argonauts. This AI-powered robot which guards the island where the treasure of gods is kept and has an existential crisis, etc. This imagination of AI plus human is from 40 years back, roughly, about mid of 1990s, 30 years back. And please have a look at this.
Computer, locate the electropathic pattern described in medical database 4 Delta 1.
Electropathic pattern located.
Okay, we're going to track down any possible cause of that brain pattern. First, what are the medical conditions that might account for it?
Iracine syndrome is a cause of the electropathic pattern.
Right. Dr. Crusher already eliminated that. So how many non-medical forces or substances might cause the pattern?
There are 22 non-medical agents.
Okay, and how many of those are present on the Enterprise?
None are present on the Enterprise.
Okay. That seems, there are so many of these examples. This is just one. Imagine, the speed and productivity of that was unlocked. Yeah? Now imagine trying to compete with that with a team of humans. Yeah? Not going to happen. Never has in the past. So the future looks like this. Co-pilots everywhere. And we have, from science fiction to mythology, we have tried to imagine many times over what this world would look like. Sometimes it looks dystopian, sometimes they're all simulations in our mind. Yeah? And very often, more often than not, this is what the future looks like for most of those simulations. Let's deep dive a little more. Yeah? To make that possible, that one interaction possible, what do we need from our human? And what do we need from our AI? if the world is all of copilots, yeah? And what does copilot mean? Humans working together with an AI. Sometimes on some tasks, human takes the lead. On some tasks, AI takes the lead, and they work together towards a goal. Together, more powerful and more productive than individually. The human is a domain expert. He's extremely, or she is extremely analytical, yeah? Highly creative. Why I say creative? Problem solving, yeah? Thinking of new potential ideas to solve that problem, which are not linearly following from the last thought. Expert problem solver, clear communicator. Yeah? All this prompt engineering, if you had paid attention, how he sets the context, yeah? Informs what has already been done, what is the next step. We also need to do that with our humans, so there is no reason to believe that AI or AGI will be very different as far as communication is concerned. AI. This is the interesting part. AI has complete contextual understanding. It has complete operational control. It is integrated completely throughout the system. Yeah, you can tell it, it will do it. It is proficient in many tasks, but most importantly, it is thorough and reliable. The human should be able to trust the AI. Yeah? But these three things, reliability, I'm sure is coming. This is one of the challenges that the present system has. We know where the challenge comes from, and some of our smartest people are working to solve it. And when I say we, I mean we as humans. But the other two, the top two, are something that we have to implement for our companies and our systems. Complete contextual understanding, full system integration of AI. How can we do this? I will apologize for really speeding up now because I'm running out of time. But I really encourage you to please connect with me if you have questions later. Yeah? So what, in your organization, with this context of what the future might look like, with the framework, and a little more details on what expertise, capabilities are required, you think in your organization and your setup, what changes would be required to give AI complete situational awareness? Yeah? Full operational control. From a human perspective, we were looking at the outcome of that system and that interaction. But what is required to build, operate, develop that system? Yeah? What kind of manpower, organizational changes are required for that? What kind of humans do you require for this future? Yeah? And this is the last most important point I want to make. And this is not my last slide, but this is the last important point I'm saying, that keep this with you when you go away from here. Organizations are not designed for AI adoption. This is why 60 to 80% of all AI initiatives fail. Old AI, new AI, they're going to fail. And this happens because we treat AI as an automation tool. AI is not an automation tool, and if you treat it that way, then what happens is, instead of an assistive agent, then you have, in the best case scenario, you have a stochastic automation, unreliable automation. That is not what you're trying to achieve. I'm sorry, I'm out of time, so I will skip. But another important point, old techniques like BPR will not work because they are designed for systems, arrangements where you can code logic. They're static. AI is about speed, agility, adaptation. And why you need to think about it now is because algorithms are easy. Technology, easy. Changing your people, processes, timeline, retraining your people, that really, really, really is always the biggest challenge in change management. Yeah, all change must start with people, start with job security, because that is where, oh, yeah, you need to address that. Otherwise, you will not be able to get through the initial resistance. I'll skip. I'm sure yeah, the slides will be shared with you later. Sorry for this. But if you need to connect on any other point, you have questions, please reach out to me.